Chatty House. We ballin', boy. We going up at the Chatty House. We talk about it all, bring the family out. Sub to the channel, hit the likes now. And we only going up when the lights down. Yeah, we just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party. We just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party.
What up, what up? You know what it is, the Chatty House after party. The crew is here. And as usual on a Wednesday, there's a game going on because that's just apparently what it is this year. We apparently have to look at the schedule way better next year and do a better decisive. Hopefully it's not as many Wednesday games, or maybe we'll switch over. We'll see. So
Wednesdays are so perfect.
Huh?
Wednesdays are so perfect. It works for everybody, right?
I think it does, though, and I think it did. Even David had games on Tuesdays, and I think overall you're right. I think it did. It just those late start games, which can't avoid them. So, and there's Malik on the bench, 51-47, second quarter, 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. I didn't expect Denver to fold. So, I know it was a big shock, and we'll talk about the coaching carousel a little bit later, but it's the same team. They're running the same offense. It's not like they're going to change up schemes with 3 games to go in the season. So,
no, I think their demise is greatly exaggerated.
Yeah,
I'm not saying they're going to win the finals or nothing like that, but they can beat anybody.
Yeah, as long as you got 15, you're good to go, man. Like that dude's all world. So I don't think any of us after last Wednesday had any plans of coming in here talking about we're so back. And not me, but we are so back. So back.
There's a chance.
Number 9.
Old number 9.
After that last game, I posted the meme from the Pacino. Right when I thought, what is it? Right when and like it was crazy because it got a lot of I got Kyle Renata kind of hits out of it. It was like I think last I saw was like 1,500 people looked at it, and like a couple of like the news people put little likes on it. But that's basically what the whole season's been. That's what it feels like. That's exactly what the Kings do. As soon as they lose to the worst team in the league, they go on this all-world beaten 3-game winning streak. Zach plays out of his mind like he should have done. My favorite of all is after that third one is Twitter world demanding apologies from everyone that talked about Zach as if 3 games is 80 games. Like, okay, bro, first of all, maybe you'll get an apology from somebody else. Somebody that's watched Zach for 8 years in Chicago, you're not getting an apology from me. And in no way do I hate. I do like Zach. I've always liked his game. He's super athletic. When that shot is dropping, it's almost, to me, his shot is almost like a Ken Griffey swing. It's very pretty. It's pretty. It's everything. The problem is he can't do it consistently. And even some of the other stuff, like we'll get into it, but like even during this 3-game winning streak, I saw some of the most bonehead passes he did that ended up being turnovers. But obviously they won, so all that gets like never happened. Men in Black, Whoa, all righty then. I won't talk about him then, Katrina. Jesus, I apologize. I will apologize to you. But, Friday, Kings beat the Hornets 125-102. Sabonis goes for 24, 11, and 7. Zach starts, he plays really well, 25, 10, and 3. So he was there for that game. Glad to see you're back. DeMar goes for 22, but DeMar is DeMar anyway. Then Sunday against the Cavs, of course, we're the Cav beaters. So 120-113. Sabonis puts up 27, 9, and 7. Zach 37 points. DeMar just a measly 28. And then Monday, Kings beat Detroit 127-113. Sabonis triple-double. Zach goes off for 43. DeMar, just 37, man. No big deal. Ho-hum. And my favorite, though, was Valanciunas had 10 points and 12 rebounds in 13 minutes, which is insane. I think he had like it was like a 4-minute period where he had like 8 rebounds or something, which was crazy.
Yeah, he's playing well.
Yeah. But I do want to give DeMar some flowers. Through all this, I know Zach is the quote unquote the one but DeMar is steady regardless. He's the one constant. You can talk about the fit on this team. You can talk about a lot of things, but he will guarantee you he's going to come to play every single game and get you those shots up and get those points for you. So how are you guys feeling after this great 3-game winning streak? You're so back. If we only had 20 more games, we could get a 1 seed. But
and I think I put it in the Discord. I was like, games like against the Cavs and Detroit, that pisses me off more than some losses. It's like, okay, you guys can play like that. I mean, you're capable of putting together some good basketball and beating some good teams. Then you get your asses whipped by Washington, or
trying to lose.
I mean, like I said too, I think I said the same thing. Was like, okay, you just beat the Cavs. It would not surprise me if we played Utah the next day and took an ass whooping by Utah. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just the up and down roller coaster. But I mean, I wouldn't trade those wins, man. Those are some good games, and hopefully they can ride that into these play-in games, and we'll see what happens. But I mean, it didn't really change anything for me. I'm not all that optimistic they're going to win 2 in a row to get into the playoffs. But if they do, man, we'll like you said, Manny, just when you think you're out, they're pulling you back in.
Just when you thought they were out.
Tweet out the Pacino thing again.
Just waiting to repost it at some point. We're going to lose to somebody crappy. Well, but there's only 2 more games after this, so I guess it can't be too many more. But let's not act as
we're going to lose to the Suns now.
I mean, it won't matter at that point. That's probably not even going to be a.
I know, probably.
Yeah, it probably won't even matter by the time we hit Sunday. And I don't know whether it would have made a difference on their schedule, but once Durant went out, that was pretty much it for them. So that helped us a lot. Whether people think or not. I watched that game yesterday, and real fast. Like I will say, like I saw Booker get grilled in the post game, and I will say, like in watching that game, they were going down like 10, 15, 20, and he had he didn't even try to shoot the ball. He kept passing up shots. So I'm like, all right, dude, I guess you just don't care. Like, and he was like had 20 at the time.
I know you were watching him last night.
Oh, I was watching him, all right. Stupid ass Booker messed up my money. But like he had 20. He was hot. So I mean, he was already looked like he was about to hit 40, and then he just once they went down like 15, he was like, I'm done. I'm good. Like let's watch this. And that's the things. Like I see stuff like that by players. I'm like, bro, that's to me makes you're not a 1 because the pride's not like if we get beat by 30, so be it. But if nobody else gonna do anything about it, I'm gonna try to at least do something, go down swinging. But I'm not going to take the L like that. So, but like I said, once Durant went down, that pretty much left it up to ourselves, right, to decide whether or not we pretty much had the 10 is like whether or not we could climb to the 9. And we're there now. So, I mean, that's a positive. I mean, I guess. I don't know how to feel, to be honest. I just don't. I don't know how they get in. I don't know. I'm going to cheer regardless, obviously. I just don't know. Like, I don't think anything they do at this point in the playoffs, everything still needs to change in the offseason regardless, man. Like, it's not, oh, yeah, I guess it's working now. Like, no, bro, that's not it, man. So
I think that's what's so frustrating about this year is that even if they had success and got into the postseason, we all know that this team can't stay the way it is. Like, these pieces just don't want to work together. And let's say we somehow got lucky and got to the first round and even won that first round. We wouldn't want this team back again. They're so inconsistent. There's so many holes everywhere you look. It's like, why would you don't want to get like sucked into this team and create that emotional connection with this team because you're like, I don't want these players.
That's exactly what happened to Monty, I think, or Wes, whoever the hell's the GM. But when we went on that playoff run and, like Ham said, they did nothing to improve on the team. We just ran it back. And eventually it was going to run its course, and that's what's happened right now. So, I mean, I still got that, all that being said, I'm still hoping they win these play-in games. I mean, I don't care if they get swept by OKC or, whatever. I want to see them in that playoffs. But like Kyron said, even if they do make the playoffs, I mean, you got to make some changes. Mm-hmm. And the easy player to pick on, and not that I'm picking on him, is DeMar, but I think he at this point would be the easiest to trade, wouldn't he?
Mm-hmm. I
mean, he's making what, 25 million, 30 maybe.
So, yeah, I think he's in the between 25 and 30 somewhere.
20
might even be 24. I'm not sure.
And but I mean, definitely, who knows if that's the right move? But I'm just saying, like, something has to change, or they got to get some new blood in here and see what happens. But for now, we're just going to keep hoping. But what do you think, Katrina?
So I have a question. So if they trade DeMar, are you building around Domas and Levine?
You have to.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you have a choice. I mean, I don't think you can move Zach's contract anyway. So
yeah.
And the only way Sabonis leaves is if he asks. Like, that's the only way.
Man, right.
If we built around DeMar, or if we built around Zach and Domas, does anybody else feel like that's just Fox and Domas all over again a little bit?
It might be. I really think it all depends on what you get for DeMar. Like, I think that's the biggest thing there. Is like, okay, fine. It's not that you're, it's one of those. It's the breakaway. It's not you. It's me. But it's true. You know what I'm saying? But it is true. It's like, it's not you. Like, you are a good player. You do the things. They said on D'Lo case, like, everything he's done is what he's done his whole career. So you can't be mad at him for being consistently consistent on what he's done his whole career. It just didn't fit on this team. And we all knew it. And even when they got him, everybody was like, huh? We were just happy to get someone that said, hey, I want to go to you. I'm an all-star. Like, we were happy, but no one could say and tell me that as soon as they signed him, they were like, oh, he fits in perfectly. Like, no, he didn't. And we knew that. And the national media told us that, and we didn't listen. But because we wanted it to work, right? But in reality, like, just what he does, it suits better somewhere else. And I think he knows that. And I think the team, I would hopefully think, knows that. But, I would not be shocked if they didn't trade any of them, though, to be honest, just because of what this organization has done in the past. But because it starts at the top. Yeah. Starts at the top, too. Like, who stays? Like, as far as management, are you keeping Wes? I mean, are you keeping Monty? Because if Monty stays, then I don't even see them doing it, to be honest. I think Monty has to go where somebody new comes in and says, yeah, he got to go, like that. But I don't know if Monty has the cojones to move DeMar like that. I just don't. I'm not sure. So
well, I can't remember who was talking about it today. I mean, I think that's why we the Kings have to go in a different direction for their GM, because you need somebody who's not going to have any emotional ties to this current team, and to somebody's going to step back and say, okay, what does this team need? I didn't bring in this player. Either ship him out, keep him, or whatever. But I think I don't know. I think that's the exact reason why we need somebody new in that front office. Because again, Monty, him or Wes, I don't know, who the hell, but they were responsible for bringing DeMar in, a guy who wanted to sign with us. Mm-hmm. They say trade, but it was kind of a trade,
free agent signing. Yeah,
free agent signing. He chose to come here. Malik wanted to come here. Mm-hmm. They're not going to – I don't think Monty's going to get rid of those guys. And not that he should, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't even like talking about DeMar leaving. Like, I don't even like talking about DeMar leaving just because, like, I feel like he's done everything he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
It just didn't fit, and this team underachieved. So he's as much as a victim, I think, as the fans are. Like, he's literally – everything he said he was going to do, he did. Like, he brought that A game every single game. Like, again, even in this 3-game winning streak, because Zach played so poorly before that, we're like worshiping the ground that Zach standing on. But DeMar hasn't had those bad games. He's just consistently been 20-plus points every single game. Like, dude, that's Mr. Consistent. But, again, it goes back to, like, if you're building this team and if you have no choice but to keep certain parts, then where does DeMar fit in that? Because you can't. Man, we talk about the same thing every week. Like
We do. I swear it's the same thing.
We can't keep running this team back the way it is, right? And we talked about earlier in the week about going player by player. I think we could save that probably for next week, since it'll be a little bit more where the season's over and we're getting into the whole play-in thing. But yes, there's going to be a lot of tough decisions made in the offseason, and I don't trust this organization to make the right ones, but I hope they do. But I think all of us are going to be sitting on pins and needles for months, like just months. The draft, everything. Like we're going to be wondering what they do with the draft, if there's picks, if they make moves to move up or down, or whatever it is, and who knows, man? Who knows?
We're winning the lottery. Who's lucky? They need to send somebody lucky to go to that lottery.
Well, that's what I think is so frustrating about this. And I saw this on Twitter, and I can't remember who said it, but it's like this team keeps giving us hope. It's like every time they win a big game, you get more hope. Like, well, maybe they figured it out. Maybe they'll know what to do. Maybe they can just get better from here. And it's like, then you get a game like Washington. And it's like, all right, nope, that's the team. And that hope just keeps inspiring us to keep, giving and giving. It's like, well, when do we get back on that?
That's the question.
That is the question.
Man, well, I forgot about Domas and his whole thing about seeking clarity. With these 3 wins, I totally forgot about that. Now I'm like, man.
Well, that's where I was with Damian. I'm like, oh, you want clarity? They fired Mike Brown. Was that clear enough for you that they wanted to do what you want? Yeah. You go out and play better then. And this is where who was it? Was it Kenny was saying that these players have to go out and play better. I mean, in a sense, I do agree with that. All right, they gave you clarity. They got rid of the coach, brought in the one you wanted. You've been hurt, but play better then. And I'm not saying that this team was going to win a bunch of games. I think we all see the roster deficiencies, but at a certain point, you got to have some pride and go out there and do your job. Losing to Washington, tells me that, you guys, not that they've given up, but, where's their care factor right now?
That's the bizarre part, man. Just games like that, and where your what's supposed to be that's the thing with Domas too. Like, I love the guy. He gives it his all. He plays hurt. He bangs, like all that. But, and I understand that, me talking to him, like, I understand that it's not in your nature necessarily to force things, but at some point when you see the ship going down, bro, like, you're getting $40 million a year. I hate to bring up the money part, but you are getting $40 million a year to handle things like that. So, like, I'm not saying this is what you need to do every game, because it's not called for. And that's the part where, like, I don't agree with James Hammond, where he talks about, well, this is his game and this and that. No. We're not talking, James, we're not talking about he needs to do this every game. We understand that. But again, when the ship is going down, you're getting a lot of money to stop the bleeding. You know what I'm saying? And so if you're seeing everybody around you ain't scoring, everybody around you isn't hitting, everybody around you is being, hesitating to shoot, bro, demand the ball, take the ball, do what you do, because you get the ball most of the time anyway, whether it's on the top, in the post, whatever it is. You're the one that usually facilitates it. So make a decision to stop facilitating at that point. And I'd rather see you pick up 6 offensive fouls because you're being, aggressive, than just to watch the ship just keep going down. Like, that's my only gripe with him. And I get it too, that that's not his nature, but man, sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone, bro, when you see everything around you crumbling. Like, get a lot. I hate that I do that, but like, you're getting a lot of money. Earn that, man. Like, you've earned it in other ways, but this is part of it too. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, like,
you don't want to bring up money, but if you're paid like a number one, you will be a number one.
Yeah, number one sometimes.
And then, like you said, we got rid of the coach and gave you the coach you wanted. Mm-hmm. This is your team. Take over when we need you to take over. Don't just wait for everything to come to you.
Because you're also responsible for keeping this coach. And if you guys keep letting the ship go down, then the coach that you supposedly wanted, he's not going to be here, and you're going to be partly responsible for that in some way, in some shape, form, or fashion. So it's also like, if you want this dude so bad, then play like you want him so bad. And again, that's me telling someone that's getting 17 points and 20 rebounds. Sometimes I get that, but the term is empty calories. Sometimes those are empty calories too, man, because you just need a little bit more. And I know that sounds crazy with somebody doing 17 and 20 some days, but again, man, it's situational things. Same with Zach. Like, bro, like you get way too much money to be passive, taking 6 shots or acting disinterested or passing up. Like, you see the ship going down. I don't care if you jack it up at that point. Like, jack it up. At least you're showing that you're trying to get the team back in the game. But that Washington game, that's such an embarrassment, man.
Excusable.
Yeah, it's inexcusable. Because it's not just missing shots or, hey, man, we just couldn't hit it at all. You literally look like you didn't give a shit that whole game. They even took some.
Let me ask you guys this, too. So we're talking about, if the team can make moves or not. And we're talking about, let's say he doesn't want to do anything with DeMar, has Zach, Valanciunas, everybody. Which one of our free agents, I mean, who do you guys want back? I think Trey Lyles is a free agent. I think Keon is a free agent. Obviously, we want
Keon's still under contract.
Is it a team option or? Because I think it was.
It's a mutual, but it's a team. But the thing is, they can also rip it up and give him a new one, which is probably the best. If you're gonna keep him, and if you're gonna give him that year, because if you give him that year and only that year, then he's unrestricted at the end of next year. So now you're bidding with everybody else. So if you're really talking about you want him here long term, then you need to rip up the current. You can rip it up and just give him a new one too. So what you see them do there is going to tell you a lot about what his future is. Because if they just give him a 1 year, it's just he's a lame duck at that point. Like he has to. I don't know how he'll feel about that, and I don't know how that So they're playing with fire if they do that. If they like him that much, if they supposedly like him that much, right? So yeah, we'll see what they.
Do you think he can be anything other than a bench guy?
I mean, I think
because we're always talking about Sacramento fans overvaluing their team. We're right here watching it. We're Sacramento fans. I'm wondering how New York Knicks fan over here. If he's looking at Keon, if he's like, oh man, that's a dude I want, or if they're just like, that's a guy.
That's a good question.
I feel like on any other team, he would just be a guy in a rotation. I don't see him being a starting player. Like he doesn't provide enough outside of defense to really be a starter. And do you really want your point guard to be primarily your only defensive player?
Katrina?
How many years has Keon been in the league?
That's a good eye. Let's see.
Keon, says the second year?
No. Gotta be more than that.
Hold on.
3.
Well, how old is he?
Okay, yeah.
That's a bigger question, really.
So this is his third season.
Third season.
I feel like
he's 25.
Okay. I feel in the starting position, I like what I see from Keon. And I am so worried that if they don't hold on to Keon, he's gonna explode into something major for anyone else. That's what I feel. But
it would be the King's luck.
Of course.
I know as Kings fans, we always say that, but it doesn't feel like more often than not the players that leave don't blow up. Like, yeah, we got a couple here and there, but most of the players that do leave don't really blow up the way we think they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably actually true more times than not. Because I think Damian and Kenny were talking about it. How many players we're on the Kings are just out of the league now?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, Amon Shepard was supposed to get like a statue here, right? Was like that's what I feel like when I talk to Kings fans, because I wasn't here at that time. Like I feel like that's the impression I get. Like, dude is the most beloved King of all time, and I'm like, he was here for 2 seconds. Like,
he brought the vibes. Like
he did.
Yes.
Well, I mean, look at Terrence Davis. We just re-signed him. He was out of the league for 2 years, and while he was here the first time, everybody loved him, and we couldn't let him go, and he left and did nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other reasons why also, but still.
Well, see, that's kind of what I was getting at earlier. I mean, I think we need a new voice. Kings needed. I think they need a new GM, and whether he keeps Doug or doesn't keep Doug, I think somebody has to, take an outsider's view of where this roster is, because I don't think anybody in this current front office is going to do that. You have your favorites, you have your guys, and I mean, right now, if I had to put a percentage on it, I mean, I'm like 75% chance that the Kings do nothing.
If they do nothing, does that going into the next season, that make you even more frustrated?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, I mean, how many times do we joke around? Run it back, run it back. At least to start the season. I don't know about, trade deadline and stuff like that, but it wouldn't surprise me to start the season if they did nothing.
I really want them to do nothing and then try to raise ticket prices. That's what I really want to see, because I want to see the chaos from that. I like chaos, so I want to see chaos. I don't really want to see that, but like that would be so Kings. That would be so Kings. I'm like, come on, bro. You can't be.
They only have 8 players under contract next year.
Is it
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9? So like Trey Lyles, Arabia, McDermott, Crowder. I mean, there's a bunch of players like that don't even get time, but there's a good chance half this team's not going to be here next year.
Right. And then that's another thing, after what happened, I mean, let's just call it what it is. The Kings look foolish in this whole thing with Fox and Brown. I mean, man, what free agents are going to want to, sign me up for that? I don't know.
I don't.
But that's just another reason why we need
somebody to come. But I'm just saying, we're going to be picking the bottom of the barrel guys that,
I remember when there was a point where the Bulls were like that after, where they couldn't get, because of the whole fiasco of them basically breaking everybody up, and it was so bad for them for years. They couldn't sign anybody, so they were just giving away like rich contracts to anybody that would take it. Like I don't know if y'all remember Eddie Robinson. He played for Charlotte. He was like an athletic. They gave him like some obscene contract just so he would come play for the Bulls. Ben Wallace, at the end of his career, he just basically took the Bulls' money and laughed.
Didn't they give Ron Mercer a bunch of money?
Ron Mercer a bunch of money. It was so bad, man. The guys that they gave somebody, and there was somebody else at Charlotte that averaged like Larry Hughes. Like they just get anybody that would just go there. They were just throwing money bags at them. I was like, bro, have an open trial. Give me a chance. Give me like 80,000, and I'm good at that point. I was like early 2000s. It's like, give it to me, bro. I'll put the cereal down for a year, bro. Come on, let's go, man. Well, if Eddie Curry and Tyson Chandler could have been merged into one player, they would have been the ultimate center. It's one of the worst drafts they ever did, drafting those two young. They were both high school kids. God bless them. At least Tyson stuck around and had a pretty good defensive.
Yeah.
He had some good years for Dallas, and this was but he was a good defensive. But Eddie Curry was like the laziest bastard I ever seen. That he was Shaq he was as lazy as Shaq, but without all the without all the skills. So it's like, it's not going to work for you, bro. You can't do like what Shaq does. So that's so bad. Oh my god. But yeah, like it said, like they probably have plenty of money to, not plenty, but they have money to give guys. It's just who's going to want to come here is the question. So
I don't even think they have that because now that they're locked into Zach, Domas got his money. DeMar got paid pretty good. Monk. I mean, I don't think they have much cap room left.
And that's where the whole DeMar thing comes up. Like, if you've got to trade somebody that's got a big contract and add, if you're going to really add add significant pieces. And again, it just unfortunately goes back to him as probably being your most tradable piece. But again, like it comes back, look, we were just saying, do you trust the organization? Even if they did make that move to get what you really need back, probably not. I hope they can, but I wouldn't pick the price picks on that one. I'll tell you that. I would not run my game on that one. Let me tell you.
A couple of randos and a bag of chips. That's what we're gonna get.
I know we keep saying like a lot of the starters aren't movable, and I love this guy, but do you guys see us keeping Valanciunas for $10 million each year the next couple of years, where we do need that cap space to maybe get?
That's cheap, bro. That's cheap for what he brings.
It's cheap, but like you said, we're really strapped with Domas and Levine, and if we do keep DeMar, that's a lot of our cap space in those 3 players. We need to find someplace to sign somebody.
But he's such I think he's a valuable piece to keep around. I think if you went and traded DeMar for a bunch of stuff, like I think keeping him is vital to continuing, because you're not running it back, but obviously you're not resetting everything either. So if your plan is, hey, let's keep some core pieces and, try to make this work, then he's got to stay too, because you need somebody like him that can him and Sabonis are such a, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not the same player, but he's just a lower tier version of Sabonis, and I think that's perfect. So
because haven't we said that he'd be the starter on just about every other team? So I think
he can start.
He can. Yeah, he can. Yeah, he's too valuable. Again, if you're blowing it up, sure, but if you're really trying to run it back in some form or fashion, he's got to be on this team, I think. So that means they're moving him. He'll be
haste in your activity. That's awesome.
Is that the new run your game? So haste in your activity.
That's the Chatty House version of run your game.
That was good, John.
Whoever's got that run your game account, leave Zabo alone, man. That's not nice. You don't have to create a whole account.
Took his stick, man.
Man, poor Zabo.
Zabo out here crying.
Man, called off of work. Damn shame what happened to Zabo. But it looks like we're down 15 right now, so we're back to, oh no, we suck again. So,
but has the game started? Has Domas got hit in the face yet?
That's true.
Oh,
yeah, he got hit in the face.
Oh, did he?
That's the thing.
We haven't seen Terrence Davis yet.
Oh, okay.
So what do you guys think about Monk? Now that we know that Monk's probably not back to like at earliest if we get to the first round.
He's done for the year.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mess around with
Again. This time I can't blame Luka.
Yeah. Like didn't even see it. But like they said on the show, like as soon as they signed TD, it was like, bro. Yeah. It was cool at first, like, oh, it's a great. Hold on. Just start doing the math, start doing the little equations in your head, like, maybe that's not good.
No.
Like, that's not good.
And it's been rough for Malik. Like we've said, like they asked way too much of him to put him in that starting position, completely change up his game. And then he gets sick. Oh, yeah, we're just going to ease him in, and he's just going to come off the bench again.
Mm-hmm. I wonder, that'd be such a great – I'd like to see an episode every week of Malik's head, like just what's going on through his head. I don't know what it would be. I don't know I would love to see it. If anybody has a comparison of what would you think, what show mimics going through Malik's head? I don't know.
Remember that show? Was that in the 90s? That Herman's Head?
Herman's Head?
Herman's Head.
It like lived in his head.
Like 4 characters.
That's perfect. That's a great one. I imagine Max Headroom, to be honest, but that's how chaotic I expect. But I would love to, I think he never complains. He's never lashed out or any of that. He always has a smile on his face. I don't know, man. I feel
appreciative.
Yeah. Especially I think the journey that he went through, he really but I wouldn't even be mad at him if he was pissed after this year because of the way everything's gone either. He can feel however he wants to feel. But I do appreciate that I think he does a good job of putting his basketball career in perspective of everything that's gone on. And he is appreciative that, that he was able to stay here and do his thing. And as much as I think some people thought because Fox left, that's his boy. No, I think Malik's career is his own, right? He was here before Fox got he was in the league without Fox as far as on a different team before, so he knows what it's like to be on his own. And I think sometimes people put too much into all that same team stuff. Bro, it's think about your job. You have coworkers you're really cool with that leave and find better jobs or just or get mad at the job you're at and you've even seen your job do people wrong. Like, you're not going to up and leave just because you still can hang with them. You can still go eat dinner with them, all that stuff, right? So,
Ramsey, I just saw the shot, and I understood why you put wedgie. That's
horrible. Who shot that? I missed who shot it. It doesn't even matter at this point, I guess. These guys. But yeah, I don't know. So, do you think these guys can get into a first round? Like who they play? They would play Dallas, right? If they're the 9, all they got to do is beat Dallas once, right? Is that what it is? And they're in.
They got to beat Dallas, then they'll play the winner of who is it, Minnesota, and whoever drops to that 7th seed.
Oh, that's right.
So we need 2 wins in a row.
See, I think they can too, and that's the thing. I mean, I think they can do it. Will they?
But you also wouldn't be surprised if they lost to Dallas.
No, yeah,
you wouldn't be surprised at all.
Not at all.
I mean, they were giving the Lakers a run for their money tonight. Like, as much as it was a Luka game, and they were going bar for bar with them. So
if they lose that first game at home, people are going to be pissed.
And that's another guy. Like, I'm kind of salty that Kyrie got hurt, because I really think if you put Kyrie on that team with Davis health, again, it's big ifs, right? But if they were healthy, I think they're a pretty formidable team with who they have and the pieces they have there. And that leaves Clay free a little bit more on the 3-point line, where he could just stand there and just jack up threes. Like,
I'm not saying it was the right thing to do, but you see what Nico was thinking.
You do. Yeah. You just don't.
Plan.
Yeah. No, you do. But if Anthony Davis had a clean bill of health most of his career, I could understand that move more. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, the dude doesn't – like, I get it, the talent's there. But, like, as hurt as he's been, like, it's like, bro, you really? Like, so you traded fat for injury. Okay.
Yeah. And you're also talking about Kyrie, who has injuries too, and Klay Thompson coming off the injuries. It's like you're hoping for a lot of health for that to be a good, solid team for the next couple of years.
I always forget Klay is even on Dallas.
Yeah.
That's true.
I find it funny that Luka is this generational talent. He's been traded twice already in his career.
Like, that's hilarious. Yeah, something's there. Something's not right there.
All right, this game's going out of control now.
But seeing him get emotional too was kind of crazy. Like, you could tell, like, and I knew it was, maybe I just forgot something, but I didn't really realize, or I forgot that he was literally closing on a house. So he lost money on the closing of that house because he was already, like, literally in the middle of closing for a house in Dallas when he got traded. So he lost money, like, I'm sure it's money he could just throw away too. But it's still, like, just thinking about that, I'm like, damn, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. So I don't know, man. But that's a good lead into our next, which is the crazy player and coaching movements this year. Like, watching, like you said, Luka and Anthony Davis getting traded. And then with 9 games to go, Taylor Jenkins gets let go. And then at the beginning of this week, freaking Mike Malone gets let go. And it's like with 3 games, which is, I think that broke the record of, or was there somebody, is it number 2 or was it number 1 for a coach being let go with minimum amount of games left in the season? But whatever it was, it's crazy. What did you guys think about the Mike Malone?
I didn't see that happening. I mean, I don't care how the dude, if he's a hard ass or not. I didn't see him getting fired. And I mean, we're not in that locker room in the front office or anything like that. But I mean, the dude won you a championship. He's pretty much had a pretty damn good record for the last 5 years or whatever, or 4 years. I don't know how long it's been. But I mean, they've been right there every time. Like, man. Oh, no, well,
I have one question though. Like, it was shocking, but like my question, I want to know if his firing was done with class and balls.
It looks like it was.
That's all.
And there was a press conference on both of those firings. There was actual conferences the same day or the next day where either the owner or the GM answered questions. So I guess that's how they do it. I would have known being in Sacramento, but I guess other organizations do things differently.
So the
Those
Kings just
crazy
can't-
kooky guys. Yeah, it's
Like, man,
and-
all we're asking for is some normalcy,
Yeah.
and that they just don't give us that.
but apparently, like there was nothing but hate between Booth and Malone, and they both. The thing is, they fired them both. So I mean,
that's the weird thing.
that's the ownership didn't even take sides. It was like, all right, both of y'all got to go.
I don't know if he's still working for him, but isn't Pete D'Alessandro? Doesn't he work for the Nuggets?
Ooh,
I think
that's
he's
a
in
good
the
question.
He was. I know he was.
He's with the Orlando Magic.
Okay, so he's with it because I know like maybe after Malone's first year is like right when Pete got fired, he was with the Nuggets for a while.
Yeah.
The crazy thing too is like, I mean, I get it, like ownership doesn't get along or whatever the dynamics are that are making them make these decisions. But like, both are in the playoffs. Memphis was a fifth place, was in fifth. Mike was, I mean, the Nuggets are in fourth. It's not like they weren't in the top six. Like they weren't, about to fall into a playing game, or like they were pretty cemented in their places. Like,
Well,
why
Memphis
now,
did, man.
man? It just doesn't make sense to do it now. Like, why? Let them finish the year. If you want to fire them after the year, fine. But like, there's nobody that you're bringing in. Obviously, it's just going to be next man up on the coaching, and he's not going to like dramatically change plays. They're going to run the same plays because they don't have any choice. You might tweak the lineup because I think beginning of this game, right? Westbrook didn't start. They started one of the younger kids. I don't know if it was Watson or who it was, but I know they didn't start. Westbrook, so that was like one change. But
Braun and Pickett.
Yeah, but like, Pickett, that's what it was. But like in general, like it didn't seem like he lost the play. Like at least in Malone, it didn't seem like he lost. I haven't seen anything yet about him losing the player, so it didn't seem like it was a player thing. I don't know. It's weird. And then I read up on the Taylor one. I didn't realize that there was so much that went into like last offseason where they had him fire all his assistants.
Oh yeah.
And brought in all these new people, and like there was this whole thing about it, and I was trying to like, decipher a lot of it because it was a lot. And it's like, Jesus, like should have just fired him last offseason. Like, because once you fire like 5 assistants for the players, it's like, all right, man, like the writing's on the wall. Unless we win, like go deep into the playoffs, like this dude's probably gone. So you're already making him like he's just a what do you call it? I can't think of the word right now, but scapegoat. He's just doing a whole year of being a scapegoat, basically. So that doesn't make any sense.
At this point, too, every time someone's fired like that, oh man, could I wonder if they could coach the Kings? I was like, man, I don't know. I don't think I want to retread at this point.
But dude, that's the best part of like this particular one, where it's like all these people on Twitter were like, Mike, come back, or Mike, you like, bro, Mike hates your guts. What are you talking about?
Mike hates everything about this area.
Yeah, like Mike wants nothing to do with it. I don't even know if it's really Sacramento, but as far as organizationally, like he wants nothing to do with the Kings. I don't think it's ever been about the fans. It's not about the city itself, because he enjoyed being here, obviously.
You don't like Vivek, you don't like anybody in this ownership group.
No. And he's made it very clear on multiple occasions. Like, so for y'all to be on Twitter, like, oh Mike, come on, man. Stop. You know it's not gonna happen. There's no way. They'd have to, the only way would be like he'd force like a Monty, he'd have to get a Monty Detroit Pistons contract.
No, seriously. 10 years ago.
And then he'd purposely come here and just tank like Monty and just get his paycheck. That would be his ultimate like revenge. Like, yeah, I'll take your money and then just make sure the team sucks. That's
Get
it,
fired
man.
a year in, be owed $100 million.
Just see him at home in the dark with a drink. Watching his team in like 9th place. Why did he start Sabonis today? Sabonis just sitting on the bench, doesn't know what's going on.
Well,
man.
like I said, I mean, it's right. I think right after the last game, no matter if it's the last game of the playoffs or if we don't win one of the play-in games, Monty still has a job on that following Monday or that following day. I think we'll know a lot.
So, do you think, in looking back at, because it's been a weird year with, again, somebody like Luka getting moved, Anthony Davis too, actually, and then with these two firings, do you see a shift in power in the NBA? Is it owners taking back some power from the players and from, because I feel like for a lot, and I tweeted this the other day, and I'm like, you know what, I'm wrong. Like, I tweeted something about the players because I immediately in my head was like, oh, Denver, he must have lost the players, and the players like scooted him out, right? So like, damn, the players are taking back the players are taking full control of this league, but it's the opposite now. I feel like the owners, these are like a shift in owners being like, yeah, you guys had control long enough. Like, we got some say in this too. It's like, do you feel like there is a shift there?
I think there is, especially if you look at the way contracts are going. I think we're going to start seeing a lot of owners pushing back on these huge contracts going 40, 50 million per year, close to that. So I do think owners are saying, hey, you guys are doing too much, doing too many things. Let us take control and get things right more. Because, I mean, this is their, as much as we hate it, this is their team. Mm-hmm. You know, I know it says Sacramento, but this is really Vivek and the owner group's team. So they can do whatever the hell they want. But I do think a lot of the owners are going to go Jerry Jones like and be like, hey, this is my team. I want to do what I want with it.
I don't know. Because, I mean, I guess to a certain extent, I don't know. I think the players still have a little bit more power, but whoever negotiated, all this stuff into their deals, like the Supermax and, only the team that drafted you can pay you this much. I was like, man, as long as that stuff's set up, man, I don't know. The players are kind of at a disadvantage because you look at somebody like Fox, some guy from Sports Illustrated just decided if Fox gets an extra $50 million, because he didn't make all NBA.
Right.
So, I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question, Manny. I don't know who has like most of the power right now. I know agents do.
Yeah, agents have too much
just look at what happened to Fox.
Oh, you just mean Clutch. Just say Clutch.
Well, yeah, Clutch.
I feel like it's only Clutch. Like, I understand there's other agents out there, but I feel like they're the ones that really shifted.
Adele's boyfriend.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it's just them. Like, every other, I think, agent is basically at the whim of owners too. I think Clutch is the only one, but like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you take Clutch out of it, and I think there was with this dynamic with these two coaching moves, like it's owners taking, and it might not even be them taking power, but just exerting some of their power and saying, hey, we're here too. We make the decisions here regardless, right? Because even with Luka getting traded, like, that's fine and dandy, Nico gets all the, but somebody signed off on that. It's not Nico. There's no way in hell Nico made that move and the owner woke up in the morning and read it in the paper. Like, he ran it through the owner and said, yo, this is what I'm doing. You cool with it? Yeah, man, go ahead. Like, that's another owner exerting their power, So, I mean, and I think there is some nefarious things on that as far as Dallas, and I'm waiting for the next couple of years to pass by to see if they really, as much as they say Dallas isn't moving their team, I think that particular owner has always wanted to put that team into Vegas. So I want to see what they do with that. But again, man, it's an owner signed off move, one of the biggest move in the history of the league almost. So I know V didn't just shoot a 3-pointer.
Yeah, he did.
Jesus Christ, man. Dude, I just tried to not trade you. Now you're going to make me trade you. Jesus.
And then there's the foul on the other end, too.
And one. No big deal. Anyway, so, yeah, man, I think it's an interesting question.
Wait, don't you said you think Dallas wants to, the Mavericks want to move out of Dallas and go to Las Vegas?
So there was rumors for a while, even before the Luka move, that when dude bought the Mavericks from Cuban, that I think it's a family group, so I don't even think it's just a dude. I think there's a woman involved there too, a brother and sister, that they had plans to move the team to Las Vegas. It got leaked out. They denied it. They kind of took a step back. But they've done stuff undercover to like almost to force the city of Dallas to like make them move. Like I think they demanded a bunch of stuff, like a new arena, a whole bunch of. I don't remember the whole. I understand that's the biggest conspiracy. Again, I'm not saying it's true, but they've done some stuff to point in that direction. Whether the league ever lets them do it, that's another question, right? Because at the end of the day, it's Silver that makes those final decisions anyway. They can't just do whatever the hell they want to do. But I mean, you move somebody like Luka, you're definitely shifting the dynamics of your fan base to alienate you. And what's the point of doing that? Even if Luka was drinking beer while he was on the bench waiting to get checked in, like it's Luka, bro. Like, come on, man. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, I'm waiting to wait a couple of years to see if it's a bullshit conspiracy, if there's some truth to it. But
I think there was a lot of smoke there.
Yeah, for sure. There's stuff that can be pointed to. It's just I don't think it'll ever happen personally, but we'll see. So I don't know. I know that. See, now they're back in. Every time they're down 15, I look up, now it's 11 or just
13.
Oh, is it 13? Oh, mine's way behind then.
I left for a second, and I was hoping they'd be up by like 15. Come on. No.
I guess not. I guess not. Did you guys watch any of the college championship games?
I did. And I'm with Jesse. That was about the worst 5 minutes of basketball I've ever seen in my life.
The Houston game?
Yeah, the Houston.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I do feel bad for that young man, though. Turned the ball over twice in the last 2 possessions. And I was like, ugh.
They're kids, too.
It was right there for him, too. I was like,
yeah. That's why I didn't agree with, I heard a lot of people talk about why did it take them so long to get in that call. I was like, yeah, but you're assuming that a play was going to work. Like, it could have easily just been.
Florida was out there guarding, right at the half court line. I mean, they picked them up. No matter what they do, I mean, they were being pressed. There wasn't a lot.
And they were already playing tight.
To be running no motion offense right there. I mean, Florida was, they were playing some tough defense right there. It was either going to be a 3 or nothing, or try to go to, get inside and get fouled or put up a shot. But it's like, man, their execution was horrible down the stretch.
They were tight. They played a phenomenal first half, and then the baskets got tighter, and they played tighter, and Florida weathered the storm and came up on top. And obviously for the women's game, it just was Connecticut was just on a mission. Paige was just on a mission.
She wasn't going to be denied.
Nope. I don't care what South Carolina did. It was, it just is what it is. I like Dawn. Dawn's cool. Just some stuff she says that's suspect to me, but in general, I can't knock the program that she put together. She's built a Tennessee, like Pat Summitt Tennessee type, structure where they're in it every year. So I can't knock that. But also, if you go back and you watch her in a lot of close games, when they're not blowing people out, she does a lot of suspect things as a coach. She just does. You can go back and look at it. But she's still a great.
I'm not on the sideline, or I can't hear what she's saying. But man, it looked like in this game she had nothing for Gino.
Nothing.
It's like, I mean, she looked like she just didn't even know what to do, what to tell her players or anything. She was cussing over there half the time because she just had nothing.
And I don't even like Gino, to be honest. Like, sometimes he gets on my nerves too. But man, what he's done. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to respect it and his legacy and what he's cemented in women's sports. And I know this is the reverse, and I'm not trying to equate it to like a woman coaching because it's it's still but like in that particular in women's college basketball, nowadays too, it's a predominantly women coaching for the most part now. You don't see as many male coaches as back in the day. So, but he stood tall, and he's a legend, man. That dude is a legend of what he does, and he definitely pushes his players to get the best out of them because he produces nothing but Hall of Fame players. So, I like that the freshman Strong. What's her name? Strong.
Oh yeah,
bro. She's a beast. She is going to be. I think in a couple of years she's the one. Like I think she's going to be the one. She's going to be the next Juju. Like she's going to be the one. So,
man, I'm wondering. Speaking of Juju, I'm wondering how she returns, man. I mean, that's a tough injury.
Yeah, that was bad.
Worked out for Paige, but everyone's different, man. I mean, praying that it's okay and everything like that. You don't want to see somebody that talented affected by something like that, but
for sure.
And even with the medicine is what it is today, that's not an easy injury to get over.
No, it's not. But so they've got the best nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
They got such good medicine, and with the NIL money they get now too, like she can get the best doctors in the world too, other than what's already there. So I expect her to have a full great recovery, just like Paige, and I'm excited to see what Paige does next year in the WNBA too. So that'll be exciting. Katrina, were you able to catch any of it?
I was too busy watching wrestling, catching up.
I figured. I was going to ask you if Paige reminded you of Rhea Ripley's. So that's cool. That's cool. Because next week leading up into WrestleMania, we will have a little bit of talk. So I don't know what to tell you. So
yeah, and if the Kings hadn't
I'll send you the highlights to watch.
Okay.
Because I do that sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Like I do not watch full episodes. I can't watch everything. Like
just like the overview.
The storylines for sure.
Yeah.
And when you get to the wrestling, depending on who's wrestling, there's certain matches I have no desire to watch. I already know what's gonna happen. Move for move, bar for bar. You do the same guy. Like if it's LA Knight, I'm done. Like I don't need to watch anything that LA Knight does ever. Not even his promos. Yeah. I don't
understand the push on LA Knight at all right now.
He's like almost overhyped. I don't get it. He's a ripoff. I don't understand. And maybe that's why, wrestling fans, some wrestling, like he has a core audience or they wouldn't be letting him do what he does, but he's such a bad wrestler too. Sorry, Katrina.
No, but I do the same thing. I do the same.
I'm going to have some hot takes.
That's what I'm talking about.
That'd be hella funny if that's like my new thing. Like
telling you, you're gonna get into it.
Yeah,
I'm the same way though, Manny. I don't, man. I just won't. I tune out. Like I don't need to see Gable and Otis, wrestling. I don't need to see, just the main storyline. I'll watch and something like that, but.
I will say the El Americano Grande storyline is fun right now.
I like it, and that's I think he is underrated as a wrestler. I think he does a phenomenal job, both as a character and he has grown leaps and bounds over the years on what he's capable of doing. So I didn't even know about him. Katrina sent me like some of his dark matches, and it was crazy, man. I was like,
the cool thing about him, he's gotten so far away from the Kurt Angle comparisons. Like when he first came in, everybody's like, "Oh, this is just mini Kurt Angle," but you can tell he's morphed into this character that's it's the same as Kurt Angle, but it's different in so many ways.
Like sure. Like right on, like the same but different. Yeah,
same but different.
Like how they do the ankle lock. Like Katrina was telling me how Angle puts it underneath the elbow, and then Gable puts it like over the elbow. I was like, that's right. You're right on that.
Yeah, he's ran with his character and the evolution of, and it's so great with everything that's going on in America.
The Gulf of America.
The Gulf of America is hilarious, and then even with the Grand, like you said, like the Grand Americano, that's a great. Like when they did the first, not the first introduction, but when they did like the backstory to it, and they had the music and like the maps and everything, you could have me rolling. So
Mars about to get us back in the game.
Only down 10.
Mars about to get us
only down 10.
Yeah. No, he has done great work, but it's just I don't know. So like sometimes I don't have time for some of that stuff, and I just want to know the main stuff that's going on, and I don't know.
I want to know whose bright idea was it to make SmackDown 3 hours long.
Yeah, it
did not need to be 3 hours long.
Isn't that what Raw used to be?
Yeah, they switched it. And to be honest, if there's going to be one of the two that's 3 hours, it should be Raw, not SmackDown.
Well, Katrina's right because you can't go back to like the Attitude Era, like those length of shows because people just can't tune in to watch that much. She was like saying now that it's moved to streaming, I agree, Katrina, that they could tighten things up.
Absolutely. Man, I swear, Katrina, you are so spot on with. I can tell how passionate you are.
Well, she was mentioning to me how she loves the WWE Evolve, and was that Swipe Right that's on there? She's like, they look really good, and she can't wait for them to hit the main roster. I was like, whoa, okay, wow, I haven't watched Evolve.
I'm behind on my thing all the time. They're still down 9?
12.
So,
what?
I heard that there is footage of her younger days, Katrina wrestling. So I'm going to look for it. I don't know whether it's still available. It might be
like in Calistoga.
But I'm going to look for it. And if I find it, I will bring it on the show. I will let everyone see it. But I'm going to look for it. I believe it's somewhere. I'm going to be like Gable.
I'm going
to go deep. I think it's a luchador. It's a lucha libre recording. So I'm going to go look into the depths of Mexico and see if I can find that footage. So
if I told you there was footage of me wrestling when I was in my early 20s, would you believe me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I probably would.
Absolutely. In fact, I wouldn't believe you if you told me there wasn't. If you told me there wasn't, I'd be like, no, that's not true. There definitely is somewhere.
Do you guys remember Johnny Morrison, Johnny Nitro?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's from Davis, and his trainer he and I had the same wrestling trainer.
That's dope. Would you believe me if I told you that there's footage of me in a music video? It's a singing. We all in the same gang, and there's like 6 of us that took all the parts to that music video. If y'all remember the song, the West Coast version of what was it? Yeah, it's called Is it called We're in the Same Gang?
We're all in the same gang.
Yeah, where they did the West Coast. Remember, because the East did Self-Destruction. And then the West Coast came out with We're All in the Same Game. Yep. It's somewhere. Somebody has it. I hope they never release it, but somebody has it. I might get canceled.
Like Trista when she brought her.
Yeah. But Trista can rap. So, I mean, that's the difference. Trista can rap. I was just a little geeky kid doing karaoke, basically, is what I would call it. Lip syncing. It's pretty hilarious. Please, God, whoever has that video, burn it to the ground. As Katrina would mimic Seth Rollins, burn it down, burn it to the ground. So, I do want to be a Kenny Truther for a second over the coaching thing before we move on to the hip hop portion of the show. I know he got a lot of flack over the Mike Malone stuff, and he went on his rant. But for some reason, and maybe I honestly understood what he was saying. Like, I don't think because I read what the comments a lot of people were saying, and I don't think he meant what a lot of people wrote. Like, I get it. Like, you're a highly paid coach. You're getting paid to be overcome obstacles. Like, you're not being paid like some of these other. You're considered a top 5 coach in the league. Then it's your job sometimes to take less and do more with it. That's why you're considered one of the better coaches. So, to me, that's what he said. I'm could be misquoting him, but that's how I took it, and I agree with that part of it. Now,
I just didn't think you could equate it to the players, though. Because if a player is making $40 million to play basketball, they have to play basketball. Mm-hmm. If a coach is making $10 million to coach those basketball players, you're not going to win unless you have good basketball players.
Yep.
I think that was the difference. And I agree with Kenny in the sense that they have to be held accountable. And it's like, okay, no, we're paying you this, do a better job. But there's only so much you can do. I liken it to a chef. All right, you pay the chef all this money and you give them eggs and flour and sugar, but you tell them you want chicken wings. You can't make chicken with that. It's a stupid ass analogy, but I'm just saying, you have to work with what you get.
Is it cake or is it chicken? Is what I'm trying to tell
you. If I made $10 million,
those things are like cut into the cake.
Sir, if I made $10 million, I would eliminate the other 3 people on this show and just be an ass. That's what I would do. Because I'm not gonna.
Somebody gave me $10 million, you guys wouldn't see me anymore.
That too.
I wouldn't be in the Chatty house all day.
Or I would
I
just go
already
live.
make $10 million a year. I don't know what y'all talking about.
There you
I'm
go. Well,
great, dude.
you are not
maybe I
spending
would
it
be there
wisely,
all
sir. If you're here, you're not spending it wisely. That's all I can tell you.
I got nothing else to do.
But let me see if I can. So I do. Katrina brought this up to us. I want to see if I can bring this. Let me see if I can share the screen. Can you guys see anything? Oh, hold on.
Just you singing "We're All in the Same Gang"?
I'm watching the video right now, trying to find Manny, dude.
What do you guys see right now?
You and us.
Oh, Jesus. There's nothing. There's no other screen showing? I can't tell.
Nope.
I see it at the bottom.
Well, let me stop that.
You have to add it to the screen.
Oh,
okay?
man, forget it.
Ramsey has like a time machine or something.
No.
He's always like way ahead. Is he out the game?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why then.
He probably is. He
Yeah,
has to
that
be.
thing.
He said
Yeah,
it's
like
at 7.
every time.
Yeah.
People think he's like,
He's the sideline.
Like in his seat, just going, just texting.
Damn.
Ramsey's everywhere.
Yeah. Well, they're still in it. I got to give them credit. They've been down 15 a couple times, and they have not stopped playing. So that's always good to see, regardless. But anyway, so the Billboard came out with the 25 best female rappers of all time, which was picked by their staff.
Oh wait, don't show it because I don't want to be
I
in
can't
for it.
anyway.
you can't figure it out.
I can't figure it out anyway. So
I think
joke's on you, sir.
I think Katrina and Manny, you might have a little bit more insight. I think you guys listen to a lot more, hip hop than I do, probably more female rappers than I do. So if you don't mind, I was going to kind of give mine because I think you guys will, you already know the names that I'm going to say, and you guys could probably, name a lot of people that that I probably don't listen to. But when Katrina brought that up, who are the best female rappers of all time? I was just thinking about some of the ones because.
Hold your thought for 1 second.
Yeah,
I'm just going to rattle through what they put, and then you give me your list. But I want to make sure we look at theirs real quick because
I'm going to be mad.
All 25?
Our lists are exactly the same. I'm going to be
okay. All right. Well, then if you want to take it first, then I think
go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
Hold on. So 25 is Tierra Whack, whoever the hell that is. 24 was Doechii. 23 was Gangsta Boo. 22 was Lady of Rage. 21 was Glorilla. 20 was Moni Love. 19 was Lotto. 18 was Remy Ma. 17 was Rhapsody. 16 is Doja Cat. 15 is Megan Thee Stallion. 14 was Left Eye. Okay. 13 was Trina.
This is of all time?
Yes.
Supposedly. 12 is The Brat.
Oh.
11 is Cardi B. 10 is Foxy Brown. So now in the top 10. 10 is Foxy Brown. 9 is Eve. 8 is Roxanne Shante. 7 is 2 women really. Salt and Pepper. 6 is MC Light. 5 is Queen Latifah. 4 is Little Kim. 3 is Lauryn Hill. 2 is Missy Elliott. And number 1 on the Billboard top females of all time was Nicki Minaj. So I think
what the
and I saw them talk about this on I don't know if it was I forgot what show it was on, but I think their criteria should have been maybe best female entertaining rappers or best, because I think the way they did it wasn't like, look, I love Missy, but she's not the number, like as an entertainer, yes. But if you're talking about rapper, lyrically, Missy was number 2.
No.
I can't put her as number 2 lyrically. But overall, if you're talking about like putting everything together, like influence,
she's up there.
She's up there. But when somebody tells me top 20 or give me your top 10 female rappers of all time, to me, rappers means lyrically. Like I'm not even looking at whether or not you sold millions of records platinum. I'm looking at it lyrically. So I think they worded it they didn't word it as well as they could have. So, all right, I'm done with that. So, who's going first? Who did you guys decide? Is
David.
it
It
you,
doesn't
David,
matter.
or-
Well, see, that's what I was saying. I thought I was pulling something out that maybe it
Okay,
wouldn't be
go
on
ahead.
the list. But no, well, I make no secret of most of the stuff I kind of grew up listening to was obviously your West Coast rap, things like that. But I don't even think this person is necessarily the best. She was on the list, but at a time when there wasn't that many mainstream rappers, this person was in a lot of videos, was featured on a lot of tracks. Lady of Rage.
Mm.
She was on a lot of Dog Pound, Snoop Dogg songs, The Chronic, Above the Rim. She had that, and then I think she went into acting or something after, but she didn't really release too much stuff. But I remember at that time when her voice was out there, I mean, she can go. Like
She held her own.
yeah, she was pretty good on a label with legends now. I mean, her voice was distinct on that. And then obviously, some of them, Foxy Brown was pretty good and stuff like that. But I just wanted to bring up her because at that time, like I said, when West Coast rap was so huge and Snoop Dogg and Dre and the Dog Pound were at their heights, she was right there with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, that was one of my favorites. But like I said, I don't know if I could name like the top of all time. I'll leave that to you and Katrina.
What do you got, Katrina?
That's hard. I couldn't number them. Like, I just couldn't. If I sat down for a couple hours and really like broke it down, here's my list overall.
Queen Latifah, that's hard, but here's my list anyways.
Here's my list. Queen Latifah, she's at the top of my list. She's up there. Eve, MC Lyte, Missy, Lil Kim, Nicki Minaj. Honorable mention-ish, Kamaya and Dej Loaf. They're not in my top, but I couldn't not include them.
Okay.
Lauryn Hill, DeBrat, Foxy Brown, Heather B.
Heather B's a good one.
Salt and Pepper, and TLC.
Okay.
There's so many, like Missy, she's an entertainer. She's not the most creative lyrically. She's not, she's a storyteller. There's all of these, there's the groups, there's the entertainers, I just couldn't break it down into like my top.
Okay. Chiron, you have anything?
I mean, I'm always gonna have Lauryn Hill at number one for me. And the only reason I feel like she isn't on more people's number one is just the lack of albums. I mean, you had one amazing album that everybody says is one of the best albums out there ever, and then really did nothing after that to follow up with it. Yeah.
I would argue that it's two because that Fugees album, she was very prominent.
I was gonna say Fugees was an album that's Lauryn Hill, but
and she held them up.
Respect Praz and all them for that too, because it was still produced by Wyclef and all that.
Oh, for sure.
I do put Missy Elliott in my top like three. I don't know where to put her, but it's her and Queen Latifah somewhere in there. Okay. Always liked MC Lyte and DeBrat. I think the person for me that I feel like would have been higher if she was here long enough would have been Left Eye. A lot of people really only think of her as part of TLC as a R&B group, but a lot of her, I mean, we know what she did on Waterfall, right? Is that the name?
Yep.
And then I don't know why they leave this out, but on No Scrubs, she has a rap part on there that they always leave out on the radio, but it is a great verse that she throws on there.
Oh, yeah.
There may or may not be videos of me lip syncing Left Eye, TLC, and the Fugees.
So I'm gonna share this video I found of Katrina. But yeah, I mean,
yeah, good call on Left Eye.
Thank you. Yeah, that's my list right there.
So for me, this is very hard. I understand Nicki and Minaj for them being the one because it's newer. I'm sure a lot of people that work for Billboard and the staff, they're probably younger, so it's more prominent in their heads of the younger generation, regardless. So, and I don't. She's not my favorite, but I understand why she's on their list. Like whether I agree with number one doesn't matter, but I understand where she is in a. She deserves to be. She's held her own for a long time, so I get that. But for me personally, obviously Lauren, other than her being 8 hours late to every concert, she's always going to be on my list. I literally, when that Miseducation came out, I think I played that every morning for like 4 months straight. That was my morning wake up. The Fuji stuff was crazy. She's actually done some other collaborations that were pretty good too.
She even the Sister Act 2 album, she
Yeah.
was amazing on that.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. For me, Bahamadia is up there big time for me. She hasn't been around for a while, but anybody that remembers her back in the day, she could hold her own with anybody lyrically, man or woman. Rhapsody, I've always loved. You said Lady of Rage. Flowetry, I'm a big fan of Flowetry. They were dope as hell. They had some really great lyrics too that I know they sing a lot too, but when they were flowing, like when they were rapping, they were pretty dope. I'm a big, I couldn't put Foxy on my list because I've always, I don't know whether it's true or not, but there's always been rumors forever that Jay-Z wrote all her lyrics. And if that's the case, then it's like, yo, I can't. If you didn't write your own stuff, so, and it's never beaten its case. Like it's stuck around for a long time. So I'm like, man, like if you didn't write your stuff, I can't. I enjoyed the music, but like I can't give you all the props then. I know you already said a bunch. I'm trying to see if I had anybody on my list. There's a Mexican girl that's been around for a while called Snow the Product. I've always liked Snow. Snow is dope as hell. Did you?
Rock the Bells? Yeah.
Okay. She's dope. I follow her on Instagram, and she's hilarious, but she's dope as hell. I've always enjoyed her, and she does a really good job of doing it from Spanish to English and making it work. And that's hard, man. I don't care what anybody says. Like when Kid Frost used to do that, that was kind of crazy. And I'm just gonna say two names just because they're local towns from Chicago that I grew up hanging out with and being at their local shows. One's name is Ange 13, and the other one's Amina. They both were some dope local talents in Chicago that I will forever to this day always remember them rocking mics and actually like killing dudes in battles and watching dudes get so salty because especially back then in the 90s, they would kill them in freestyles and it'd be that male ego would just get shattered and it was hilarious to watch that. So, yeah, but like obviously I understand the Roxanne Shantays and the Queen Latifahs and like those were the ones that made everything possible now, right? So, and Queen still like I don't think people are so used to Queen Latifah acting now and doing other things like, yo, lyrically that girl bar for bar could hold it. So, yeah, she was amazing.
Do you think as a rapper, not
all
that
you guys have really good ones.
That she's better or worse, whatever, but their career
is
kind of
I
the same as
underrated.
Queen Latifah and Ice-T.
There's so many nowadays too. Like there's a girl from Chicago. Her name is No Name.
Can you hear me?
She's pretty dope. If you ever get a chance to check her out. What are we laughing at now, dude? So that I can bring it up. What happened?
I think I just had a whole conversation with you, Manny.
It was hard trying to figure out who was saying what.
I think I had a whole conversation with Manny, and we were not on the same page.
Oh damn! Well, there you go. I have to go back and hear it now. I have no idea what just happened.
Going back to Queen Latifah being an actor, could you imagine that back in like the early 90s? If you said, hey, 2025, Will Smith, Ice-T, Ice Cube, and Queen Latifah would be some of the biggest actors. LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Be like, what?
And Ice-T was just on Drink Champs. I don't know if it's new, but I saw like a clip of him on Drink Champs, and he was talking about how he got into like TV and like how he's like even like the songs that they picked. So I guess like I don't know if you've seen the clip, you can stop me. But for Colors, I guess back in the day, and he says even to this day, like if they want to use one of your songs, you can actually ask to see an early screening of the movie to see if you want to give your song to that movie. So he got to see like Colors early, and then they wanted to use another song. And he was like, nah. And he was like, it was funny because listening to him talk about it, he's like, yeah, they showed the Crips and the Bloods, and it really wasn't like the way it really is. So, they're only down 7.
Have you seen Ice-T live?
Down by 4.
Oh, 4, my bad. See, you guys are way ahead of me. I don't have.
Have any of you seen Ice-T live?
No.
Hello?
Yes.
Basketball? No. You have.
Yeah.
I don't know if he did it when you saw him, but he was telling those stories in between each song.
Yeah.
He's a storyteller, literally. He's like, okay, cut the music. Let me talk for 15 minutes. Like, damn.
Bro, well, he was talking about like how, because obviously he was a pimp too at one point. Like he was talking about how a pimp is a pimp, like what you have to convince the girls, like you have to be prettier than them, you got to get your nails have to look better than their, like all these things that you have to look to say, like, yo, if I'm flyer than you, that's why you work for, like the whole psychological aspect of it. It's like, that's crazy, dude. And he still got it in him. Like you hear him talking, like he's very much still like, bro, I would not mess with Ice-T in a heart. Like I wouldn't mess with that dude for nothing at all. That's funny, man. So what is this? We're down 4. Is that what it is?
Down 4. 4 minutes left. They're in it.
Still in it to win it.
Okay. Is my prize pick? Oh, okay.
You're good.
How's prize picks looking?
I wasn't. Come on, Domas.
Levine's playing good today.
Yeah.
Are we hastening our activities with your prize picks?
No.
Oh, all right.
I won last night.
Hasten our activities, huh?
Hasten the activities.
Man.
DeMar hasn't hit a 3, huh? Okay.
Now, if they do come back and beat Denver, would you guys be all in now? Who do we got left? Denver, Phoenix, and who?
No, it's Denver, and then who they play on Friday?
Clippers,
and then Phoenix.
Denver, Clippers, and Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
I know because I'm going to both games.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay. Thinking about Sunday. Not sure yet. Friday for sure I'm not. But then,
that's going to be a good game. I mean,
Clippers?
If the Kings show up.
If they show up.
Well, it's the Clippers, and then I think it's second game of the Stockton championship, right?
Mm-hmm. I think they're at the same time.
They're at the same time, which is crazy. I don't understand why they would even do that, but
kind of like us doing this during the.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You don't have to do that, but that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Speaking of Ice-T, man, do you guys remember when Colors came out? Mm-hmm. How crazy it was going to the movies? Like, I mean, just there's all kinds of reports of stuff that happened, stuff that didn't happen. Like, there's all kinds of like a lot of people didn't want the movie in their theater because they were afraid of gang violence and stuff like that. That's pretty.
Boys in the Hood was like that too.
Yeah,
I think I saw Manny in that music video.
Oh, man, I did some good work. I didn't wear blackface though. I'll tell you that. So you don't have to worry about that.
I heard
you were pull a Billy Gunn.
I heard you were extra like Van Damme and Breaking.
Oh, Breaking!
You guys ever see that clip when Jean-Claude Van Damme's back there dancing? In
Breaking or
seen that clip of
in
Jean-Claude Van Damme in Breaking?
Oh yeah, Remember, Ice-T was talking about that. Like he would go, like hit all his guys from his hood, like, bro, why are you doing that hip hop stuff for, man? They ain't making no money. You need to be back on these streets, man. He said he loved the culture. He loved breakdancing. He loved all that stuff. He said he would make all his money during the week and then go do the hip hop stuff during the weekend.
Who, Ice-T?
Yeah. Like during the week, he would do his hustle money. And then on the weekend is when he would do like his hip hop stuff.
Every time the Kings get close, they give up a 3 or Denver goes on a run. like,
What's the score you have? Because I don't have the same as you.
I have 111, 104.
113,
Okay.
108.
Damn. Everybody just got. I got 111, 106.
Ramsey, what you got?
Ramsey would have the exact.
Ramsey, our game's over.
113, 108.
Okay. Gee, Ramsey's he's got to be the most accurate. So
Ramsey's like, the game's been over.
Yeah.
Well, how about Van Damme breakdancing?
That's what I was talking about. I was talking about Ice-T.
Oh yeah. My bad. It was Van Damme. Yeah. I didn't hear you.
I was too busy watching wrestling.
I hear you. You're watching AEW. Huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say you watching AEW.
Man, she branched out now. That's crazy.
It's like I watched TNA also. What you talking about?
Yeah. So I go to a local gym and watch the local show in the dark where it's really dark.
What is it that's going to be here on Monday? Is that Raw?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't go to the Kings games and just go to Raw.
It's a pretty high price ticket from what I saw.
Mm.
Like, damn, bro, really?
Man, this was one of those games where Kings got it close, but I just never felt like they were going to win this game.
Nah.
I mean, Denver just didn't. They're like, okay, that run was cute.
But it's Denver. I mean, we knew it was going to be an uphill battle against.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Especially when we were missing 3 players, maybe Monk and Keegan.
Yeah.
But I like the fight, man. Like, I'm not even mad at this game. Like, they played their asses off.
It's not like
they play like this all the time, they'd be fine.
Right.
And remember, it's Denver.
It's Denver, and Denver's a bad matchup for them.
Yeah.
They are a very bad matchup for them, and they're holding their own.
Yeah, only down by 8.
So I went down the rabbit hole a little bit, reading some articles about Mike Malone. So I don't know, maybe there was more behind it that we don't know.
Oh, you know there is. There always is. You don't make a drastic move like that unless there's just a lot of drama and stuff. So, and he takes me as
it's got to be more than just Malone when you fire also the GM. There's got to be something.
You just have to be toxic as hell.
Yeah.
The whole environment.
Let him go anyways. But it was the timing of it.
And didn't they announce though, like, and this is the part that gets me on that is, didn't they say though, like, neither one of them would sign an extension or like something about like Malone?
I know the GM wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's crazy, man. I don't know. What are you doing?
All right.
What are your guys' thoughts about where he's going to end up?
Mike Malone?
I don't think he's going to San Antonio. People have been saying that.
A lot of people have been saying that.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if he takes a year off either. Like, he's been doing it for a while. I mean, 10 years in Denver is a long. That's it.
Yeah, they put up a good fight.
They did.
But I never. It's one of those games where I don't know. It just never looked like they were gonna.
Nah.
All right. So what teams are gonna need new coaches next season?
Who knows now? Shoot. I'm sure there's more.
Kings. The Kings.
Let's think. Could be. Could be. Obviously Denver. Obviously Memphis. You got to think about the bottom feeder teams too. Like, who's going to fire their coach as soon as the season's over? Who's most likely, right? So, a bunch of those teams, the Wizards, maybe. I don't know.
Could Mike Malone go to Memphis?
I just wouldn't be surprised if he just doesn't, unless somebody throws a boatload of cash at him. I could see him do the Mike Brown thing and be like, "Yo, I'm good for right now."
He'll go to Utah when they win the lottery, or San Antonio.
I can see him at San Antonio though.
San Antonio wins if they get the number 1 pick
again.
I know.
A lot of people are saying that that's Becky Hammond.
Yeah.
If Pop can't come back, that's her job. And
I also think, like, even if Pop is like, "Hey, I'm done," like, I think he has a lot of influence on who the next coach is. Like, I think where he is with the organization, I think he obviously, because even if he's not coaching, he's definitely going to have I think he'll have whether it's as an advisor or whatever it is, the Jerry Westish kind of thing. Like he's going to have he's going to have a high influence on who the next coach is there for sure.
I know she's got to get the aces, but I think she would take that in a heartbeat.
Kings are down by 11, 40 seconds left.
Oh, we got this. We got Duke. What is Duke?
Yeah, or not.
What the hell is that, bro? Jesus. You let that white boy take you like that?
Damn.
Easy work.
Man.
So Clippers
Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they even play. I wonder if Sunday, where it's probably already said and done by then, like you're the 9, whatever. Like if they'll even, like I know people are talking about going to the game on Sunday, but like I wonder if they even play the starters or.
San Antonio beat the Warriors.
I'm rethinking my plans for Sunday.
I'm just saying, like, it depends on where they're at. Like if they're like already locked in at 9 and they can't move anywhere, like, or they might just play the players like 10 minutes first quarter, and then get Terrence Davis work, get all these other guys work before the play-in, and let these guys rest. I mean, a bunch of them are banged up. I'm sure Zach wouldn't mind a rest. I'm sure DeMar, Sabonis has been banged up. They might just be like, hey, like, man, just play one quarter just to stay in shape and call it a day after that. What did they just do?
Yeah, the Clippers are up 123 to 110 against Houston.
Damn, they're killing Houston.
What are they now? Because, I mean, I know there's a big, tight bunch with Denver, Golden State, and the Clippers. I mean, Golden State could fall to 7th.
Ah, well.
What is...
I swear if it comes down to the Kings and Warriors again to get the playoffs.
Oh, God.
I need that. I need that in my life. I like that chaos. Yeah, I do. I think that's exciting. I want to see it. I know nobody else does, but I do. So let's look at the standings.
There's a possibility in the middle of the game Friday for us. We'll know if we're 9th or 10th because Dallas plays Toronto. It's like 2 hours before our game starts. So we could be like in halftime and be like, oh, Dallas won. Or Dallas lost. We're number 9. You know?
Who does Dallas play?
Toronto.
Oh,
I mean, they're 30 and 50. Toronto is. So there's a possibility they could come back. They could take Dallas. Dallas is injured. You know.
I guess.
I don't know,
I expect Dallas to win that, though.
Dallas is still an athletic team, man. They still got guys on that. It's not a given the Kings are just going to win that first game.
Kings definitely need to win on Friday.
Harden has 30. Kawhi got 22. And Zubac is going for triple-double.
He's been on fire.
20, 10, and 8.
He's been doing that for like the last 10 games. Like he's been killing.
Yeah, he set a record last night. He like surpassed Chris Paul.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well.
All right. So before we come back next week, are the Kings 41 and 41? Are they 40 and 42? Or are we 39 and 43?
Well, are they 9 or are they 10? Shit, that's the question. That's the real question.
What are we right now? We're 39 and 40?
Yeah.
After this game, it's going to be 39.
39 and 41.
39 and 40, yep.
Oh, well,
40 and 42.
So we lose against Clippers, win Phoenix?
I think they beat the Clippers and then
watch Book go for 50.
Book is so out of it, bro.
No, he
Book
is.
is so out of it. They're already eliminated for the most part. Like it's done.
No, they got eliminated today.
That's right. So I mean, they probably won't even play Book.
Everybody turns into Superman when they play against the Kings.
That's true too. So whoever's at the end of the bench will have 40.
Okay.
So
I need the game Friday night to go into double overtime, and the Kings win by 1. And then who cares what happens Sunday, right?
Well, I'm thinking they're going 1-1. Which, man, that just shows a steady decline right there.
Yeah.
48 to 46 to 40. Damn.
That's crazy, man. It was all good 2 years ago. Again, I'll never stop saying it. It's the craziest. I won't say the craziest, but like for a team that didn't have any major like catastrophe injuries or anything, like to be where they were 2 years ago and be here 2 years later, which with so much promise is just insane to me.
Yeah.
And the turnover, like obviously Fox gone, like
Yeah.
2 years ago. 2 years ago he was getting ready to retire here and we never saw him really leaving, and then that's it, man. It's a wrap.
2 years
It's a
ago.
wrap,
I was
dude.
going to say 2 months ago.
Yeah, for real.
Well,
I know, man. Well, there it is. So Kings lose to Denver, but we're still in the 9. We're still in 9 because Dallas lost today to the Lakers. So thankfully, 2 games to go. Clippers on Friday. Win or loss? Clippers fast. Win Friday or lose Friday?
Win.
Win. I gotta win.
I won.
Friday. Okay, you win. Okay, run your games. Run your game, girl.
We don't say run your game here. What is it? Hasten your activity.
hasten your activities.
Hasten your activity. There you go.
Jeez. If I make one more donation to Prize Picks, I won last night, but man,
I hear you, man. I hear you, Nick. I hear you.
I love
But
how
Zach had a
you
good game. Zach had a good game.
That was a good game.
that's all man's
All right.
fault.
So we'll be back next Wednesday. We'll know what happened. We should know by then whether the Stockton Kings are the champions of the world.
Will we?
Oh,
Is this the
Stockton
play-in
Kings.
game? Are we really
What?
watching the play-in game?
Isn't that Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Are you sure? Because it starts on Tuesday. Playing
But
start on Tuesday. Unless that's just that's what I saw. Tuesday is the first game of the play-in. That doesn't mean that's our game, but so we'll see. Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, girl.
Okay. Thanks, Drew.
If that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing.
9 versus 10 plays Wednesday, April 16th on ESPN.
That's Tuesday, right?
Oh, it's Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear the first part. All right, well, Wednesday it is then. I mean, unless you're going, I ain't paying for that game. I ain't paying to go to those damn games. So I can
That's
only
how
imagine.
Games go.
I can only imagine what Vivek is trying to charge for those games. So
Oh, God. Yeah.
Make up for all of his losses in those 2 games.
well, Vivek,
One
I'm
game.
nothing like you, so I cannot afford those games. So, all right, well, see you guys next Wednesday. We'll see where we are with the play-in. I don't know.
We'll see.
We will see. I can't even say anything else at this point. So, until next Wednesday, see y'all later. Peace.
Chatty House. We ballin', boy. We going up at the Chatty House. We talk about it all, bring the family out. Sub to the channel, hit the likes now. And we only going up when the lights down. Yeah, we just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party. We just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party.